Imagine being in a place where you can feel the chill of unseen hands, hear the whispers of the departed, and sense the presence of those long gone. Welcome to the world of the haunted. Our world is a vast tapestry, woven with threads of history, culture, and mystery. Among the many fascinating threads are those that speak of haunted places. These are locations that have been marked by tragedy, death, and the unexplainable, and they have captured our collective imagination for centuries. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, there's no denying the allure of these eerie sites. They draw us in with their chilling tales, their spectral sightings, and the shivers they send down our spines. From ancient castles and desolate islands to abandoned prisons and opulent manors, these haunted places span the globe and the annals of history. They've been the setting for countless ghost stories and paranormal investigations, and they continue to intrigue and terrify in equal measure. But what makes a place truly haunted? Is it the number of spectral sightings, the bone-chilling stories, the eerie atmosphere, or perhaps it's a combination of all these factors? In our journey today, we will delve into the 10 most haunted places on Earth. Each of these locations has been selected based on a variety of criteria, including their history, the frequency and credibility of paranormal reports, and their cultural significance. From the shadowy halls of ancient fortresses to the echoing corridors of derelict asylums, these places are steeped in mystery and fear. Each has a unique story to tell, a spectral narrative that reaches out from the depths of the past into the present. Our exploration will take us across continents and through time, unearthing tales of sorrow, betrayal, and death. We will walk in the footsteps of ghosts, listen to their whispered tales, and perhaps even feel their spectral presence. So, prepare yourself for a journey into the unknown, a voyage into the heart of the haunted. Join us as we venture into the mysteries of the top 10 most haunted places on Earth. Beginning our countdown at number 10, we journey to the historic fortress of the Tower of London. Nestled on the north bank of the River Thames, this imposing structure has stood for nearly a millennium, bearing silent witness to a rich tapestry of English history. The tower's stones echo with the tales of kings and queens, heroes and villains, all intertwined with the threads of destiny and power. However, it is the spectral stories that send chills down our spines, the whispers of the phantoms that refuse to rest. Among its many ghostly residents, perhaps none is as famous as the ill-fated Anne Boleyn. The second wife of King Henry VIII, Anne met her end on the scaffold, accused of high treason. Today, she's often seen wandering near the chapel of St. Peter ad Vincula, where she was laid to rest, her spectral form carrying her severed head under her arm. Another spirit that calls the tower home is Lady Jane Grey, the 9 Days Queen, who held the English throne for less than 2 weeks before she too was beheaded. Visitors have reported seeing her mournful apparition on the anniversary of her execution. But it's not just the noble and the royal who haunt these ancient halls. The salt-stained spectre of a grizzled sailor known as the White Lady has been spotted in the White Tower, filling the air with a cold perfume. The Tower of London isn't just a castle, it's a time capsule, a haunting testament to the turbulent past. The spirits that reside here aren't simply remnants of a bygone era. They're integral threads in the tapestry of the tower's history, each with their own tragic tale to tell. A place of power, tragedy, and restless spirits, the Tower of London is a chilling start to our list. At number 9, we travel to Venice's Poveglia Island, where a dark past has left a haunting legacy. Poveglia Island, a small patch of land nestled in the Venetian lagoon, might seem picturesque at first glance. However, it's anything but a peaceful retreat. The island's history is marred by tales of death, disease, and madness, all of which have contributed to its reputation as one of the most haunted places in Italy. In the 14th century, during the height of the bubonic plague, Poveglia served as a quarantine station for the sick and dying. Countless souls took their last breath on this island, their bodies burned in mass graves. The air, heavy with the scent of decay, was said to be so thick with disease that even the soil turned to ash. Centuries later, in the late 19th century, the island's grim history took another dark turn. A mental asylum was built on Poveglia, and it quickly gained notoriety for the cruel treatment of its patients. Rumors spread of inhumane experiments and a deranged doctor who threw himself from the asylum's bell tower, driven to madness by the tortured spirits of the plague victims. Today, the island is all but abandoned, the dilapidated buildings a chilling reminder of its tragic past. Those brave enough to visit have reported hearing the faint echo of screams, the clanging of metal from the old asylum, and the ominous tolling of a bell tower that no longer exists. Whispers of ghostly apparitions and unexplained phenomena have further solidified Poveglia's haunted reputation. Some say they've seen the spectre of the mad doctor, wandering aimlessly, forever trapped in his own personal hell. Others claim to have encountered the tormented souls of plague victims, their cries for mercy forever echoing in the wind. Poveglia Island, with its dark history and tales of tortured spirits, serves as a chilling testament to the darker side of history. An island of death and madness, it stands as a grim reminder of the suffering that occurred on its shores. An island of death and madness, Poveglia Island is a chilling testament to the darker side of history. At number 8, we explore the elegant yet eerie Chateau de Brissac. Nestled in the verdant Loire Valley in France, this majestic castle is as renowned for its beauty as it is for its resident spectre, the Green Lady. The Chateau de Brissac's history is as grand and complex as its architecture. Originally built in the 11th century, it was rebuilt in the 15th century by Pierre de Breze, a wealthy minister in the service of King Charles VII. Today, the castle stands as the tallest in France, a towering testament to the opulence of bygone eras. But it's not just the architectural splendor that draws attention to this chateau. It's the haunting tale of the Green Lady that sends shivers down the spines of visitors and residents alike. The Green Lady is said to be the ghost of Charlotte of France, the illegitimate daughter of King Charles VII. Tragically, Charlotte's life ended abruptly and violently, leaving behind a spirit that seemingly refuses to rest. Legend has it that Charlotte's husband discovered her in the throes of an affair. In a fit of rage, he murdered both Charlotte and her lover. Since then, Charlotte's spectre, often seen in a green dress, has been reported wandering the castle, her face a gruesome sight with gaping holes where her eyes and nose should be. Her mournful moans echo through the chateau, particularly in the tower room of the chapel, where she was purportedly murdered. The current residents, the Brissac family, have become accustomed to their spectral inhabitant, treating her as just another member of the household. Chateau de Brissac is a place where the past and the present coexist, where the living and the dead share quarters. It's a place that captivates with its grandeur and chills with its ghostly resident. Beauty intertwined with the spectral, Chateau de Brissac reminds us that even the most beautiful places can hold chilling secrets. At number 7, we delve into the mysteries of England's most haunted house, Borley Rectory. Nestled in the quaint English village of Borley, Essex, this rectory gained notoriety in the early 20th century as a hotbed of paranormal activity. Its chilling reputation was cemented by the reports of apparitions, unexplained footsteps, and mysterious happenings that sent shivers down the spines of those brave enough to venture within its walls. The rectory was built in 1863 for Reverend Henry Bull on the site of an ancient monastery. The locale was already steeped in local folklore, with tales of a ghostly nun, a phantom carriage driven by 2 headless horsemen, and even stories of a Benedictine monk and a nun who were executed for their illicit love affair. The Bull family residing in the rectory bore the brunt of the eerie occurrences. Poltergeist activities, ghostly apparitions, and unexplained footsteps were daily affairs. The spectral nun was a frequent visitor, often seen in the twilight hours, wandering the grounds in sorrow. Following the Bulls, the Foyster family took residence, and the paranormal activities escalated. Reports of strange writings appearing on the walls, windows shattering without cause, and objects flying across rooms painted a picture of a house in the throes of otherworldly chaos. In 1939, a devastating fire gutted Borley Rectory. Among the charred ruins, whispers of the house's haunted past grew louder. The spectral sightings persisted, with ghost hunters and paranormal enthusiasts drawn to the site, eager to unravel its mysteries. Even in its ruined state, Borley Rectory continues to be a beacon for those drawn to the inexplicable. Despite numerous investigations and studies, the truth behind the haunting of Borley Rectory remains as elusive as the apparitions that purportedly wander its grounds. A place of mystery and fear, Borley Rectory continues to captivate and terrify. The echoes of its haunted past resonate, a chilling reminder of the unseen forces that may dwell in the shadows of our world. At number 6, we step into the chilling corridors of Eastern State Penitentiary. This imposing Gothic structure, located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, once housed some of the most notorious criminals in American history, including the infamous Al Capone. Eastern State Penitentiary, with its towering stone walls and narrow claustrophobic cells, was designed to inspire dread. It was a place where prisoners were kept in solitary confinement in the belief that solitude would lead to penitence, hence the term penitentiary. But the harsh conditions and brutal treatment often led to mental breakdowns, creating an atmosphere of despair that seems to have lingered long after the prison's closure in 1971. But the chilling history of Eastern State Penitentiary doesn't end with its closure. Many visitors and staff have reported hearing eerie noises echoing through the empty halls and cells. These are not just the typical creaks and groans of an old building. We're talking about disembodied whispers, chilling laughter, and the clanging of cell doors that haven't been used in decades. Shadowy figures have also been seen darting around corners or standing at the end of corridors, only to vanish when approached. Cold spots, where the temperature drops inexplicably, are common. Some people have even reported feeling an unseen hand touching them or a sudden feeling of being watched. And then there's Cell Block 12, known for echoing voices and cackling laughter. Cell Block 6 for shadowy figures darting along the walls. Cell Block 4 for visions of ghostly faces. Many men were housed in Cell Block 14 with no heat, no light, no toilet. It's no wonder then that the site is a hotspot for paranormal investigators. These stories and experiences have led many to believe that Eastern State Penitentiary is haunted by the spirits of former inmates, trapped in a perpetual state of despair and torment. Whether you're a firm believer in the paranormal or a hardened skeptic, there's no denying that Eastern State Penitentiary is a place that can send a chill down your spine. A monument to punishment and despair, Eastern State Penitentiary is a haunting reminder of humanity's darker side. At number 5, we travel to the haunted homestead of Monte Cristo in Australia. Lying in the heart of New South Wales, the Monte Cristo homestead is a grand old mansion that's known for more than just its Victorian architecture. This imposing estate, built in the year 1884, holds a dark history of tragedy and death that has etched itself into the very fabric of the house. Behind the grand facade of this homestead lies a chilling past that is as intriguing as it is unsettling. The original owners, the Crawley family, lived a life marked by tragedy. From the untimely death of their infant daughter to the tragic demise of their stable boy who burned to death in his sleep, the family's history is rife with sorrow. These tragic occurrences have left an indelible mark, making the Monte Cristo homestead a hotbed of paranormal activity. Visitors and caretakers alike have reported a variety of eerie experiences ranging from ghostly apparitions to inexplicable cold spots and feelings of unease. Some even claim to have heard the disembodied laughter of a child echoing through the halls or felt an unseen hand brush against them. The most commonly reported apparition is that of Mrs. Crawley, the lady of the house. Many claim to have seen her ethereal figure, dressed in her mourning clothes, wandering the rooms of the homestead. Her presence is so strong that even a group of hardened skeptics who stayed the night reported feeling her icy gaze upon them. But it's not just Mrs. Crawley's spirit that is said to linger here. The tragic stable boy, the infant daughter, and even a maid who fell from the balcony, all are said to haunt the Monte Cristo homestead. Each ghost carrying a piece of the house's tragic history, forever reliving their sorrowful ends. A home marked by tragedy and death, Monte Cristo Homestead is a chilling testament to Australia's haunted heritage. At number 4, we check into the Stanley Hotel, a place of beauty, inspiration, and spectral residence. Nestled in the picturesque Colorado Rockies, the Stanley Hotel is a beacon of opulence and history. Built by Freeland Oscar Stanley in 1909, the hotel was intended to be a luxurious mountain retreat for the elite. Yet it seems some guests have loved it so much they've decided to stay indefinitely. One of the most famous spectral residents is Flora Stanley, wife of the hotel's founder. Eternally elegant, she has been seen elegantly attired, lingering in the hotel's music room where she used to play piano during her mortal life. Even in the afterlife, it seems Mrs. Stanley is not one to abandon her love for music. Guests and staff have reported the echoes of piano music only to find the room empty, Yet it's not just the Stanleys that roam the halls. Numerous other spirits have been reported, each with their own tale to tell. There are accounts of phantom children giggling in the corridors, a spectral cowboy who materializes at the foot of the bed in one particular room, and even the ghostly figure of a maid from room 217, who is known to pack away guests' clothes when they aren't looking. The Stanleys' ethereal residents aren't just famous among the paranormal community. This hotel's ghostly reputation caught the attention of one Stephen King, who stayed one night and found inspiration for his iconic novel, The Shining. The Stanley Hotel's eerie ambience, its spectral guests, and its secluded mountain location all combine to inspire King's chilling tale of a haunted hotel. Today, the Stanley Hotel embraces its spectral reputation, offering ghost tours for those brave enough to delve into its paranormal past. It even hosts an annual horror film festival, further entrenching its place in the annals of horror lore. A place that inspired horror literature, the Stanley Hotel continues to inspire chills and intrigue. At number 3, we venture into the beautiful yet haunted Myrtles Plantation. Nestled in the heart of Louisiana, the Myrtles Plantation is a stunning testament to antebellum architecture. But behind its graceful facade, a chilling history lurks. Its reputation as one of America's most haunted homes has intrigued and thrilled visitors for years. Constructed in 1796 by General David Bradford, this plantation has seen its fair share of tragedy. Among its many ghosts, the most infamous is Chloe, a former slave. The tale tells of Chloe baking a cake laced with poison, intending to make the family ill, but inadvertently causing the deaths of the master's wife and 2 daughters. Today, visitors report seeing a woman wearing a green turban believed to be Chloe wandering the grounds, her spectral presence a chilling reminder of a dark past. But Chloe isn't the only spirit said to haunt the plantation. Over the years, guests and staff have reported a multitude of paranormal phenomena. Apparitions appear in photographs, items move of their own accord, and the eerie sound of children's laughter echoes through the hallways. Even the grand mirror, a centerpiece of the main house, is said to hold the trapped spirits of those poisoned, their ghostly faces occasionally glimpsed in its reflective surface. What's more, it's estimated that as many as 10 murders have occurred on this property, although historical records can only confirm 1. Unexplained noises, sudden temperature drops, and spectral figures are just some of the paranormal activities reported, adding to the plantation's haunted reputation. The Myrtles Plantation is more than just a home. It's a chilling narrative of life and death, a spectral stage where the past continues to echo. It serves as a stark reminder of a history steeped in darkness and intrigue, where the line between the living and the dead is blurred. A place of beauty and tragedy, the Myrtles Plantation is a haunting testament to the darker side of history. At number 2, we climb the haunted heights of Edinburgh Castle. This majestic castle, perched atop Castle Rock, is one of Scotland's most iconic landmarks. But nestled within its robust stone walls are tales of eerie encounters and spectral sightings, enough to send a shiver down anyone's spine. Edinburgh Castle's history is as rich as it is long. From its inception as a royal fortress in the 12th century, it has witnessed countless battles, sieges, and royal dramas. Its turbulent past has left an indelible imprint, not just on its architecture, but also on its ethereal inhabitants. The castle is said to be teeming with ghosts, from former prisoners to soldiers. One of the most frequently reported apparitions is the headless drummer. This spectral figure was first seen before the attack on the castle in 1650 and is considered an omen of danger. However, he is a shy spirit, often heard but rarely seen. In the castle's dungeons, the spirits of former prisoners are believed to linger. Visitors have reported hearing unexplained sounds, from distant whispers to echoing footsteps. Some have even claimed to feel a sudden drop in temperature or an unseen hand tugging at their clothes. Then there's the ghostly piper. Centuries ago, a piper was sent to explore a network of underground tunnels beneath the castle. The idea was he would play his bagpipes as he went, so those above could track his progress. But the music suddenly stopped, and the piper was never seen again. His ghost, however, is said to continue his eternal march, his haunting melodies echoing through the castle's stone corridors. In the heart of the castle, the royal palace houses the crown jewels of Scotland. But it's not just the glittering gems that draw attention. Visitors have reported seeing a spectral woman in a long gown, thought to be the ghost of Mary, Queen of Scots, who gave birth to James VI in the castle. A castle steeped in history and hauntings, Edinburgh Castle is a chilling reminder of Scotland's spectral past. From its shadowy dungeons to its regal rooms, each corner of this grand fortress holds a tale from beyond the grave, waiting to be discovered by those brave enough to listen. At number 1, we journey to the most haunted place in India, the eerie Bhangar Fort. Hidden deep within the arid landscapes of Rajasthan, this 17th century fort holds a chilling reputation that reverberates through the annals of local folklore and beyond. Bhangar Fort, unlike typical fortresses, was not a stronghold of military might. It was a thriving metropolis, buzzing with life and prosperity, until a curse turned it into an abandoned ghost town overnight. The tale that whispers through the wind speaks of a sorcerer smitten by the fort's princess who tried to bewitch her with a love potion. The princess, wise to his deceit, thwarted his plans, leading to the sorcerer's death, but not before he cursed the fort, declaring that death would befall all who dwelled within. And so it happened. The once thriving city met a sudden and mysterious end, leaving behind only the echoes of its past. Today, the fort is a shadowy maze of ruins, with the spectre of its tragic history looming over every arch and alleyway. The haunting beauty of its crumbling edifices is a stark reminder of the prosperity that once was, and the doom that followed. The locals will tell you that the fort is a hotbed of paranormal activity. Strange noises are heard, chilling apparitions are seen, and an overwhelming sense of dread pervades the air. The Archaeological Survey of India, the custodian of the fort, has forbidden entry to the fort premises after sunset, lending credence to the tales of its haunting. The curse of Bhangar Fort is not just a tale of unrequited love and supernatural retribution. It is a testament to the power of curses, the supernatural and the unexplained. It is a stark reminder of the ephemeral nature of human life and civilization, and the enduring power of legends and fear. Forbidden after sunset, Bhangar Fort is a chilling testament to the power of curses and the supernatural. It stands as an eerie monument to the past, wrapped in the cloak of mystery, forever haunted by the echoes of its tragic history. From castles to prisons, homesteads to fortresses, we have explored the world's most haunted places. We began our journey at the Tower of London, a historic fortress and the setting of many a tragic tale, where some spirits, it seems, have chosen to linger. We then ventured to Poveglia Island in Venice, a place of isolation and despair during the bubonic plague and later a mental asylum. Its dark past has given rise to countless stories of tortured spirits and chilling encounters. Our travels then took us to the Loire Valley, home to the Chateau de Brissac and its resident spectre, the Green Lady. We crossed back to England to visit the Borley Rectory, known as the most haunted house in the country, and a hotbed of ghostly activity, even after being consumed by flames. We journeyed to the United States next, stopping first at the Eastern State Penitentiary, where echoes of its notorious inmates still seem to reverberate in its cold, empty cells. Down under, at the Monte Cristo Homestead in Australia, we encountered a house of tragedy and death, filled with ghostly apparitions and feelings of unease. Our next stop was the Stanley Hotel in Colorado, the inspiration for Stephen King's The Shining, and a haunt for several spirits, including the hotel's founder's wife. Our venture continued to the Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana, a place of beauty and terror, home to several apparitions, including Chloe, a former slave with a deadly secret. Then we traveled to Scotland's iconic Edinburgh Castle, where the spirits of a headless drummer and former prisoners are said to roam. Finally, we arrived at Bhangar Fort in India, often regarded as the most haunted place in the world. Legend has it that a sorcerer's curse led to its abandonment and haunting, and to this day, visitors are forbidden from entering after sunset. As we leave the spectral world behind, remember, the next time you feel a chill run down your spine, it might just be a visitor from the other side.